this time? Am I talking to myself? Am I yapping? This is purposeful. This is intentional. Y'all are intentionally trying to hold me. Not gonna lie. For what? It's my lunchtime, bro. Can y'all hear me, bro? Because I think she might have just destroyed my audio again. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Because my audio was messed up first time. Can y'all hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me. Please let me know. Le- Am I back? Okay, cool. Goodness gracious. Not gonna lie. Human beings are super annoying, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. Okay, back to it. Anta Kyrie ones versus the twos. I just hooped in them. Apparently there was no audio, but it's cool. It is what it is. Um, Now what are my honest thoughts? I like the twos better, right? The twos have better lockdown, right? And it's really on this cushion in the back, right? You see that lump back there? That my ankle slides out of here, right? This makes me feel not safe, right? This makes me feel not safe, right? But the twos, the whole cushion is just a flat cushion. So I can see why they what the design change point for that one, right? Um, it just feels safer. You feel more locked in on the twos, right? You feel a lot safer. The toe box, right? So you see this toe box between the two, right? So you see the twos are wider. They're wider than the ones, right? The ones are like a narrow fit, right? The ones are a narrow fit. It's just I have skinny feet, right? I wouldn't really say I have a narrow foot, right? I wouldn't say I have a narrow foot, but my feet not fat, right? So I feel more locked in the twos, right? I feel way more locked in the twos. Um, Now where I think of the ones, walking comfort. The walking comfort on the ones is better, right? I'm definitely listening. You're pretty funny. All right. The walking comfort on the ones is better, but the court feel, just the overall basketball feel is better in the twos for sure. The overall basketball feel is better in the twos. And then let's get into a couple little details, right? So on the ones, there's so much detail on the shoes. All those thank yous on the front. Then we got the Egyptian text on the side. And I thought it wasn't on the twos. I thought he got rid of it, but it's actually the Egyptian text is on this purple thing. You probably can't see it because the lighting is not super crazy, but it's also on the purple pieces right here around where the laces are, right? So he kept that going. I really like the design on the twos. Am I sponsored by them? Shoot, might as well. But the ones are 33% off right now. You know, if you really want a cheap basketball shoe, it's a pretty good shoe. I would recommend lacing them up all the way. I don't lace my shoes, obviously, right? I don't lace my shoes. I just hoop in the shoes, right? I rely on the lockdown system to lock me into the shoes, right? So I don't lace my shoes, right? But if you if you get the ones, I would say lace these things up. You have to lace these up. You cannot hoop in these without them being laced up. These are scary to hoop in when they're not laced up all the way. I'm not gonna lie. You probably weren't here for the basketball stream portion of it, right? But I was legitimately scared to hoop in these, to do like specific moves like back downs or like turnarounds. I legitimately kept feeling my foot slide out of the back of these. I was legitimately scared. So I would say if you get the ones, you have to lace these up. It's a must to lace these up. Now, this is super soft, super comfortable shoes, traction super nice. But here, here, it's just not it. This part right here, just not it, right? Um, and I feel like they really got it all locked in on this one. Now, I feel like how narrow the shoe is, can be dangerous for sure. I feel like how narrow this shoe is could be dangerous, right? Because it really just follows the arc of your foot, right? But if you're not used to narrow shoes, like I wasn't when I first hooped in these, the first yesterday when I first put these on, uh, I had to get used to feeling my big toe hit the ground, right? If you ever played in like shoes that are low to the ground, you know what I mean, right? I had to get used to feeling my big toe pushing off my big toe. I was so used to pushing off the rigor, right? This extra rigor here, this extra fat piece right here. I was so used to pushing off that that I wasn't comfortable just pushing off of my big toe pretty much in these, right? Uh, but overall, the twos are better. Overall, the twos are better. They feel better. They fit better. They're just as comfortable. You can feel the court better. They honestly look better. Hey, what's up? Appreciate it, iced out. Hey, appreciate it. What's up, Elliot? I haven't seen you in a minute, Elliot. Are you the same Elliot that I'm thinking about? Hey, what's up? How you been? How you been? Uh, thank you for putting me on. Thank you for putting me on for sure. You know, I mess with them. I love trying new basketball shoes. I love trying new basketball shoes. Uh, I think the next ones I'm gonna get are the Curry 12s. I'm gonna get the Curry 12 next because we have an Under Armour outlet in my neighborhood. Well, not my neighborhood, but in my city, and I haven't had one of those in forever. So I'm gonna go. Let me see if they got some 12s there, right? Get them for the low ski and use my military discount. Oh man, but but final review pieces of it, I like the ones. They're comfortable. The back cushion is nice, but it's scary. You have to lace them up. The ones you have to lace up the ones for the Kyrie's, Anta Kyrie ones. Um, you absolutely have to lace them up, but they feel amazing if they are laced up. I did lace them up yesterday to see how they felt, but I wanted to do an even review between the shoes, so I went back to the old lace up style for this stream. But in the twos, lockdown is amazing automatically. I feel locked in. I don't. I never feel my ankle sliding up because it doesn't have that little slit in the cushion. It's a full cushion in the back. Um, the cushion in the shoes feels really good, honestly. You feel to the ground, but you don't feel like you're standing on the ground. I don't really know how to explain that. You feel like you on the ground, but you feel like you also have cushion, which feels nice. The cushion actually feels really nice in these. The only thing is this is super narrow compared to normal shoes, right? Um, it may be like KD-esque. It may be like a KDS type shoe when KD shoes are kind of narrow, right? But so you have to get used to there being no rigor there. So if you use the rigor all the time on like regular hoop shoes, right? If you use this rigor all the time, then you have to get used to not having this rigor. Like it actually kind of hurts your big toe at first to get used to it. Just to be completely honest, like this rigor here, this side rigor, you don't have this on the twos, right? You don't have that on the twos. Um, so you kind of have to get used to that feeling of pushing off. And I don't know, I'm not sure if he hooped in the twos or not, but I can see if he was hooping in the twos, I could see how he got hurt. I've been busy with school. That's why I've not been able to join your stream. Hey, it's all good, bro. I appreciate you just stopping by. You feel me? Uh, but I like the twos. I'm pretty used to the. I got used to it. I learned fast. You feel me? I learned fast. So I got used to the rigor not being there pretty fast, and it just feel comfortable. The only thing I'm not quite used to yet is how much pressure I feel on my big toe. Right? That's the only thing I'm not quite used to. How much pressure I feel when I'm doing dribble moves, like moving my foot like this. I really feel my big toe. Right? You don't typically feel your big toe on like a normal hoop shoe. So that is something to get used to, but I like them. I like them. They're fast. I feel like I move fast in these, right? I feel like I move fast. I feel like they're low to the ground. I get to my moves easier, right? My feet are already planted. Like the thing with the rigor that I didn't notice until I wore these is that the rigor slows down my first step. I didn't notice that until I wore those and then I wore these, right? But the rigor slows my first step. But without the rigor on these, I immediately walk. I immediately go, right? It's different. It feels different, but it feels better. Honestly, it honestly does feel slightly better. It's just I have to get used to the new pressure on my feet, to be honest. But it feels better though. I actually like it a lot. The twos are they're really nice. They might um they might replace my Linings, my way of Wades. They might replace them. We'll see. We'll see. I still love those. Those are still amazing shoes. Now the ones they probably have to be like third in my rotation. These the twos and the Linings are fighting for first place, but the ones they're like if I don't have any other shoes, I'll hoop in those. They're not bad, but I wouldn't choose to wear those first. But they are 33% off right now. So that's also nice. Also, we got the Dubski. I don't know if y'all were here for the Dubski. We got the Dubski in the 1v1. You feel me? We got the dub. We got the dub. You feel me? Which is nice. I was locked in. I'm not gonna lie. I never felt I never felt threatened. Once I figured out how to guard him, I never felt threatened again. At first, it was kind of formidable. He was kind of a formidable opponent at first, but then I realized military discount is insane. Nah, it's not insane, bro. You gotta save them coins. Save them coins at. Sometimes, hey, that little $15 off, that $10 to $15 off you get for the military discount, that's a meal right there. That's a meal. That's all I'm saying. That's a whole meal. Depends on where you go. It's a meal for two. You know, depends on where you go. It's a meal for two. You know, got to make your money work for you. Got to make your money work for you. Ooh, ooh. That military discount come in clutch. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh man, but I really do like these Kyrie twos. I'm having used to them. I do feel like it's a little more pressure on my legs, so I feel like I'm gonna have to work on my legs a little bit more. So opening these, I do feel like a little more pressure on my legs. As in, where died while working in the military. I'm just curious. Probably, definitely. Honestly, it's not even a probably. It's probably a definitely. Probably, definitely. Probably, definitely. Somebody has definitely died. Probably, definitely, bro. Oh, that's off. It's cool. And these, I don't know if you guys have, Kyrie does like reaction videos and stuff nowadays, right? Because he hurt right now. But so he was reacting to Black Boy Max shooting form. In knees, you really have to do the shooting form. That's another thing. You have to. So like when he was doing his video, right? He was talking about Plaque's feet, his shooting form and his feet, how his feet was pointed, pacing, facing the wrong direction, right? So like when he was shooting, his leading foot wasn't facing the goal or facing the inside of the basket, right? And a lot of shooters put their feet to face the basket. So wherever the basket is, they put that lead foot to go towards the basket so the ball goes in that direction, right? It's how to get consistent, right? Shooting. Um, but in these, you really feel the fact that you need to put your foot towards the basket because they're so narrow. You can kind of get away with it with the other shoes, right? Because they have the rigor and you can like slide your foot or whatever. But with these, wherever you have to have really good footwork to be honest. So wherever you put your foot is where your foot is staying at because there's no real rigor to slide your foot after you put it down. You know, so it's like a pro and a con. So like if you move your feet a lot, if you got bad footwork, this can be a good shoe to work on your footwork in, right? Because you can't turn your foot once you plant it. You really cannot turn your foot once you plant it. You can do pivots, right? But if you're on a jump shot, you really can't turn your foot when you plant it. So you gotta like put your foot in the right spot when you first go over to shoot it. Uh, which is a pro and a con, to be honest. It's good for